Welcome to Cinema Snacks.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Cinema Snacks. I am Job, and I am joined by.
Oh, sorry, Scott.
Oh, come on, Scott. I know my snoring has been bad in here, in the iron lung, but you don't have to pretend I'm not here. And joined with Dan.
I just like long awkward pauses. I'm here as well.
And today we are here to talk about, uh, a, well, an infamous film, but video game based film, starring Ron Jeremy. What?
I mean, I don't know what film you were watching, Joe.
It's probably better than the one we watched, to be fair.
Yeah, true.
Hold on, I've got super. Wait, you watched the Bob Hoskins one, didn't you?
Yes.
Right, I've got a different film written down. Mate, I'll tell you what. Just scrap those notes. Hold on, check my emails. Oh, Super Mario Brothers. Bob Hoskins. Oh, okay, that makes more sense now. So,
you made me watch it in the iron lung.
I thought your film looks different.
Yeah.
So let's sum this up in a minute. Mario Brothers was a film. There we go.
Yes.
Wait. Hold on. I'm very fond of this film. So I got two different reactions to this movie. I remember watching this as a kid and thinking, this is possibly the best film I've ever seen at this point in my life. Right? It's come out in what, 94, was it? I believe it's 94. This came out.
3 or 94.
That's my time. I was very young in my film loving career. I stand corrected, 93. And I remember thinking at the time, this is probably the greatest film I've ever seen. I don't know what else I could want from a film. It's got, crossing dimensions. It's got a sexy princess. It's got Bob Hoskins, who I love. He's a guy from Hook. Dinosaurs, a weird Cooper song. Like, what more do I need from a film? And then you watch it as an adult, and you go, Jesus Christ, what is this movie? I don't even know what it's about. And I think the best way to view it, in my personal opinion, do not think of it as a Super Mario Brothers movie. Just watch it as a film, because there's parts of this that are really entertaining. And look, this is going to come up later, but there's parts of it I actually quite like. I quite like what they've done with the story. So if you watch it on that purpose, it's a fun Sunday afternoon film. But it's not a Super Mario Brothers film.
So, do you guys want a little nerdy fact about this?
Yep.
Go right ahead.
The reason it's so haphazard is Nintendo were very reluctant to license any of their games as films. So the window of production for this film was so short.
Yep.
That they didn't really have time to do a lot of research and bits on it. So I think like Nintendo gave them basically 6 months from when they said okay to start filming, which, as you guys know, is no time when you have no script or no cast. And we ended up with this. With
I can add to that as well. So basically, when the director, I need to bring this up on my phone because I don't know his name offhand. The person who directed it, I can't even pronounce his name. Annabelle Jenkley, I think her name is. Basically, they hired a director originally who was like, right, I'll make this film for you, Nintendo. But this is not a kid's film. Mario Brothers is not a kid's film. So I don't know what he was thinking. But he said, I'm going to make a kind of dark, twisted, kind of a Batman-esque kind of movie. That's what I'm going for. That's what he started to make. So there are two different versions of this movie out there. There is the version that a lot of stuff they filmed that doesn't end up in the final movie, because basically the closer this got, there was regime changes and stuff at the place where the studio that it was being filmed at. Then the new people came in and decided this needs to be a kids' film. It can't. Like, what are you doing? You can't have this kind of adult content. Apparently, it was really graphic, the first version of it, and a bit scary, and sounds like an all-round better film. And that's the film that a lot of them signed on for. Bob Hoskins, Dennis Hopper, they all signed on for this darker version. And then the other people got involved and tried turning it into a kids' film, and that's why you kind of get this mishmash of two completely different movies fighting for the same space. but
I
still awesome.
mean, that sounds awful. I mean, but not just like on a construction level. Just certain actors. I mean, a lot of like film actors do have to deal with a lot of stuff. A lot of it isn't fun. But the idea of, okay, we've got this script. Bob, you got the job of this script. Okay, cool. This looks good. I'll start it. And then halfway through, like, no, scrap it all. We're gonna change it a different direction. And it's like, but I'm already like, oh, what's the? I can imagine it's just so frustrating. I mean, Dan, can you imagine being given a task at your job and then halfway through you're told to just stop it and then do something else and still manage to complete the whole task still by the end of your day? I mean, can you imagine such a thing?
No, because I'd have to start a task at my job to complete it.
Bang goes that joke, but that's a fair point.
Do you know how bad this film was at the point where Bob Hoskins has openly come out and said he was getting different pages every day. They was changing things every single day, and it just completely went away from the version that he was making. So Bob Hoskins and the guy who plays Luigi, I can't remember his name in a minute, John Leguizamo, I think his name is.
Well done. I know how to hear the surname. I can never say it.
Yeah,
John Leguizamo.
Him and Bob Hoskins on a daily basis were absolutely, you're going to have to put a censor on this, Dan, absolutely shit-faced because they just said they didn't know what was going on. They didn't know what film they were making. So they just started drinking during filming. And half of the scenes they did, Bob Hoskins openly admits that he was smashed.
I was going to say, the only other facts I know about this film is Bob Hoskins nearly drowned during the making of this film.
And he broke a finger.
Oh.
See, I was stone cold sober for every viewing of this film, and I still have no clue what was going on. The
This
part that
does
always
seem like
sticks in my brain is Cooper de-evolves, diagonally evolves into a T-Rex.
Yeah.
It's just etched in my brain forever.
I've got another little fact as well. Allegedly, due to drinking on set, John Leguizamo was hit by a car, breaking his leg. You can even see the cast in some of the shots.
Really?
Jeez.
Yeah. So again, the original, because I know that the last film we did possibly, I'm not sure the running order of how things are released, but Dan is a huge Turtles guy, so he had all the facts for this. This film meant a lot to me as a kid, and I knew the bits and pieces going into this. So originally, before Bob Hoskins was cast, they had a very different person playing Mario. Does anyone know who that was?
No.
I've still got Ron Jeremy in my notes. Go on.
It's a similar kind of thing. It was Danny DeVito.
Yeah, I can see it.
No,
he was meant to be Mario.
I mean,
and Michael Keaton was approached to be King Koopa.
Oh, that could have worked.
I'm just trying to picture it. Always sunny, always sunny. Danny DeVito from Always Sunny.
I mean,
and then across the square.
I've got loads of great casting for you. We almost had probably the most epic casting ever for this. King Koopa was almost Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, Jesus.
And then he thought, no, I've got more dignity than that. I'm playing Victor Freeze.
Yeah. Well, just imagine that would have been an early twins thingy. Twins return with him and Danny DeVito.
See, I stand by one day we should do the great what if films of people who nearly got cast like this one. It'd just be a great thing trying to imagine a film where you've got Danny DeVito, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Michael Keaton. It's just a weird combination.
Like, honestly, some of the casting choices for this film, like the people that turned down some of the roles, like King Koopa was turned down originally by Kevin Costner. That's who they wanted to play King Koopa originally. He was the big first choice. But obviously, he was like, absolutely not.
I mean, I'm just thankful they didn't ask Daniel Day-Lewis, being a method actor, to be Luigi.
Do you want to know who they did try and cast as Luigi? And he signed on, but then very quickly changed his mind once he saw that things were going AWOL.
Oh, please let it be Adam West or something.
It's someone that you would never get. So imagine
Adam West as Luigi. I'm sorry. I'm not letting that one slide. That's too ridiculous even for Adam West.
We would both watch it though. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but
So imagine you've got Kevin Costner up there doing his best
yeah,
doing his best King Cooper. You've got Danny
uh-huh.
DeVito running around as some sort of Ron Jeremy-esque Mario, and then in walks Luigi,
Go on.
Mr. America, Tom Hanks. I mean, this film could have been epic.
You ever have like the idea of a waking fever dream? I mean, yes, because we've seen the film. Oh man,
I've already wandered down my own rabbit hole just imagining Adam West as Luigi's Mario. And then,
so first of all, I just want to throw out, we've been going on for a while. We have not mentioned anything to do with the plot, anything to do with what happened apart from a reverse of evolution of a T-Rex.
I mean, let's be honest, we're doing it because Super Mario Galaxy's coming out and we can't watch new films. So,
right, hold on. I'm going to be the guy that defends this one. Right. So I've got to be honest, I thought the trope of this was actually quite clever. The fact that we had two parallel universes and it was all controlled by some sort of rock thing. I don't really understand it. But Daisy, not Princess Peach, but Daisy, because, you know.
Dan, do you want to step in with, I was going to say, did you want to jump in with that? In Mario on the Game Boy, on the original Game Boy, it was Daisy you would save. Was it Daisy on the original NES?
Yeah, I want to say yes, because you've also got Rosalina.
Yeah, but early on. Was she? So you got. I know Rosalina was in Galaxy. Sorry, film people. We're just going on a gaming tangent. So
that's right. We're fine.
Yeah. So I know that. So this is. I always find this kind of fun video game lore. So Daisy was on the Game Boy version, and apparently on the NES. Then it becomes Princess Peach, but then they still had Daisy. So they basically just made Daisy Luigi's girlfriend.
Pauline was in it very early on.
Pauline?
I can't remember if Pauline is the one Donkey Kong keeps running away with.
Donkey Kong. Yeah.
Why Pauline never stuck around?
Well, that's because
she's returned, hasn't she?
Oh God, she has. Mario Odyssey.
Yes, there we go.
Oh,
and DK Bonanza.
Oh, it's all anyway. But what I just find funny is that Daisy is now Luigi's girlfriend. So basically, Luigi is now dating Mario's ex.
Well, not in my world. In my world, Daisy is this archaeologist princess lady with a stone, and she fancies Luigi for the off. Mario's got his own girlfriend, and he's taken to WrestleMania.
Oh yes.
Right. I'll do this scene for scene. I thought it was really clever the way they went through the dimensions. I thought that was good. You then get to Dino Hatton, I think it's called, as in Manhattan, Dino Hatton. And there's all this kind of, again, you have to censor this, Dan. I don't know how else to say this. Dino jizz just hanging all over the place. Do you remember this? The stringy stuff that they keep falling into?
Must remind you a bit of your iron lung at the minute.
Yeah, well,
hey, look, I've not been here that long.
Oh God, this has been the first proper just adult rated one, isn't it?
Yeah. So I was just once again for the listeners, similar to
oh God, where's this going?
Yeah, similar to our last film, I was not able to similar to the Turtles, I've not actually been able to watch this film. So all I know is bits of video game bits of trivia, film trivia, and just what's going on. I've never actually.
Have you not seen this at all?
No. Similar to the Turtles, I have not been able to find this anywhere.
Yeah, this one's a bit tougher.
Yeah, so thing is, a friend lent this to me on DVD years ago. I just never got round to it.
Well, you didn't get in a black bag.
No, I didn't get it in a black. No, I said DVD, not VHS.
What did you say, friend? A friend gave you this?
No, one of my mates lent it to me. He also lent me. I'm dating. Oh no, I bought a vampire motorcycle.
Back to Job's random film collection in a black bag.
But anyway, so I've never actually seen this film, and I'm really sad because because Amazon didn't have it available. It wasn't on Netflix, and I haven't been able to find it on any streaming services, which is why I'm still an advocate for hard physical copies.
Well,
But yeah,
allow me to fill you in then, Joe. They go to a place called Dino Hatton.
yes,
And as they go through, there's just stringy white rubber band looking stuff. I don't actually, still to this day, don't really know what it is that they get caught up in and stuff like that. Cooper's like the king of this whole place.
yeah,
And anyone that disagrees with him, he turns into a T-Rex kind of thing.
mm-hmm.
They have boots that they put on that you can push the sides and they can jump 10 feet in the air.
Yep.
Like moon boots. Dan, do you want to help me out? Because I'm running out of things I can remember about this film.
I know
my
the Coopers
favourite
have like
part
really small heads.
is when he's being asked his name, and he's like, "What's your name?" Mario. Surname Mario.
Mario.
Yeah. His name's Mario.
And Luigi Mario.
Yeah.
Which is all canonical in the video games.
Isn't
It's all
Bowser's
canonical.
two of the people working for him are Spike and I can't remember the other one's name.
Yoshi's in it as well for a bit, isn't he?
Yeah, because you've got names of two of Bowser's kids that are basically his henchmen in it as well.
Hold on. Hold that thought. I will find it out for you.
Because isn't that the end credits scene as well? There's a nod to the like Spike and something like game. And they're like, "I'll never take off."
Iggy?
Is it Iggy and Spike?
Iggy and Spike, yes. They're the two.
That sounds correct. I think I've come across those names before in regards to this film.
Here's something that was ruined for me. At one point, there's a busker who's singing about I hate King Cooper, and they turn him into what I thought was a T-Rex or like a dinosaur. He's actually supposed to be Toad.
Of course. Oh. It's so obvious in this film. Like everything is.
When you see it, he looks nothing like a toad. He's easily about 8 foot tall. Easily.
Maybe he's one of those shiitake mushrooms.
I think you need to be on some sort of mushroom to watch this film and really get the full effect of what they was trying to do. At some point, Job, they get stuck in a lift.
I know there's a dance number. In the lift.
All waltz, in the lift to get out.
And so I know there is a scene where there is a woman in a spiky red PVC thing, and some people think it's a reference to the red-shelled Coopers.
Possibly. I mean, do you know how
it could be anything? It could be anything at this point. To be honest,
people say, "How was this film made?" There's one word: cocaine.
Badly.
Yeah, I would say loads of amounts of cocaine because none of this makes sense. And like I say, you can really tell, I think, at points where it's just been bashed together where they're trying their best to make this a kids' film. And I do honestly think from some of the things I've heard, if they would have left it alone and let it be an adult film, I think it would have worked a lot better. Because if you watch Dennis Hopper in this, he's on one. I mean, he ain't even in the same film as everyone else in this. He's absolutely crazy in this film.
Now, I've got a question. So this is a thing that came up that kind of occurred to me when I was watching Wakanda Forever. And whilst watching it, I could tell which bit was the original story and which bit was a story they had to kind of fit in between what they were going to make. Does this film have that sort of thing where you're watching it and go, this is where this part of the film was made, and this is now like when they decided to change the script? Was it something like that, or was it just all ribbons?
No, because this film would have needed a script.
Apparently, it had a really, really good script. Bob Hoskins was really excited about it. Dennis Hopper signed on, was excited. And again, it had a lot of people, Kevin Costner, Tom Hanks, that were interested in doing the version of it. Because obviously at the time, comic book films weren't poppy. They weren't kind of, Marvel stuff. They were like...
This is video games, Scott.
Video games. They weren't all Street Fighter. Do you know what I mean? They were dark. And they were like... I'm trying to think. I can't think off the top of my head what the other video game film came out around this time. There was a video game film come out around this time that did okay.
That probably would have been Street Fighter if we're talking 92, 93.
This was 93. I think Street Fighter is 95. I think this was just before Street Fighter. There's another comic book video game film that came out just before this, and it did okay, but it was quite dark. So they thought, right, we'll stick with that then, and we'll keep the kind of dark stuff. We'll make it a more adult kind of movie. And from what I remember hearing about it, it actually had quite a good story. Like the beginning part of this film is pretty much as is, like them going through the portal, Daisy being able to cross the dimensions, and then them going over to save her. And then the rest of it, they've just tried to make it a kids' film in different places. And I mean, I can't even remember what Cooper's trying to do. Like he's trying to. Oh, that's right. He's trying to merge the two dimensions, isn't he?
Mortal Kombat. Was that the other one?
Mortal Kombat. There was a film that came out for Nintendo or something similar, something like a video game property that came out that made Nintendo think, right, we need to do this. We need to do an adult.
I've got to check this.
So
the internet.
Sorry, Dan, help me out. Is they trying to merge the two dimensions? I'm right in saying that, right?
Yeah, that is his plan. And because somewhere amongst this, you suddenly find out Daisy's dad is the king roller.
Yeah, he's Yoshi. That's it. Daisy's dad is Yoshi. He's turned him into Yoshi.
Then at the end of the film, he turns back. They turn him back.
I vaguely remember that, and obviously, probably the greatest, mid-credit scene ever is when the Mario and Luigi Mario are in their New York apartment watching a football game, if I remember rightly, and Daisy comes in sporting the biggest gun I've ever seen in my life, and telling them, "You need to come back. We need your help." So Mario picks up his spanner and then says, "I can't remember what the quote is now, but it says one of his cheesy lines before we go." Like, arguably one of the greatest cliffhangers ever.
So I checked on the old IMDb. So Mortal Kombat was 95 and Street Fighter was 94.
There was another video game thing that came out before this, because that's why they went with a darker thing. Nintendo decided we need to capitalize on this, and then they released they allowed them to do it, because they've been trying to make this film for years. And like Dan said, Nintendo would not give up the rights to it.
Wasn't after silly, like after the success of Batman, they was like, oh, well, we'll give it a go with like a game instead of a comic.
Maybe. I think so. Humble listener, if you can figure out which video game film property we're trying to think of, let us know in the comments or follow us on social media and tell us how wrong we are.
Or if you can remember anything of this film, just tell us, because you'd be doing us a favour, because me and Scott watched it recently and we're both like, I mean, things happen. And then there's credits.
This is probably a bit of a tough question for Joe, because he hasn't seen it. But what do we think the budget for this film was, Dan?
Oh,
it's going to be something silly like $35 million.
I was going to say,
go up.
I was
45.
I've seen
£48 million.
I was going to go 50, to be fair, because I've seen enough of it, like how it looks, to assume it's got a pretty high budget, and because it's also Nintendo, that's got to have that's got like a minimum budget level of the fact that it's a video game property.
Well, it's like I say, its budget was 48 million on its opening weekend, domestic in the United States. It made £8 million and a worldwide gross of, any guesses?
10?
16.
It made 20 million overall.
Oh.
Which I think is an absolute travesty.
Going down memory lane for me, and this is always stuck in my head. I saw this when it came out opening weekend, because my dad, who I only went to the cinema once with to see a film, was just me and him, was this film.
This was it.
And I think that is probably the reason my dad only ever watched one film with me in the cinema.
Never trusted you again.
He sat in there, he's like, see what my son enjoys, and my dad's just like, what's going on?
Is it one of those early cases of, am I too old to understand what's happening here? Or does this just not make sense?
No, when I see him, I'm going to ask him if he can remember that. See if it scarred him. He's like, yeah, I remember it. Well, it starts with, just like, wow, Dad, do you remember the whole film? It's like, yes, it's burnt in there. Oh dear. Well, we've done well here, boys. We've managed to talk about the film very loosely ahead of Super Mario Galaxy coming out, and we had the choice of talking about this film or the new animated one that made over $1 billion. And I think we made the right choice trying to remember anything of this film. This was like the scavenger hunt version of a podcast review of a film.
I mean, personally, I think we should be given an award or some form of podcast notoriety for covering a film that two-thirds have actually seen, and and at least 1/8 even remember.
That's me and Scott contributing 1/16 each.
I was going to say, I don't feel like Job should get an award. He didn't even put himself through the torture that we did to rewatch it.
Oh,
Hey, if you've sat through all the films I've seen, I should be given a bloody blue cross.
But so we're going to have to do an episode called Joe's Black Bag and just go through some of these films in this bag.
No. I was thinking of other titles, but I'm thinking that's a bit too inappropriate.
Oh, we're back to Ron Jeremy.
Oh, God.
Always.
Oh, well.
Got his poster up and everything.
Oh, dear. Oh, you need to do your research on your jokes. Just anyone, like, as Joe's mentioned Ron Jeremy about 8 times, is just do a little research and find out why we don't hear about him anymore.
Oh no, has he?
I mean, this could pretty
much. Joe.
What's amazing about this podcast is it could be defunded and we don't get paid anything.
We could actually get cancelled now because Joe is a Ron Jeremy.
We could actually end up owing money because of Joe on this one. Well, so let's review the film, guys. What do you give it out of 10?
10 out of 10, hands down. Best film I've never watched.
Hold on, are you talking about this or the Ron Jeremy film?
Or the Turtles one, because Joe doesn't watch films.
I gave that a 6.
Do you want to score it, Scott?
Honestly, this film to me, when I watched it as a kid, I loved it. I thought it was great. Obviously, watching it as an adult now it's a fever dream of a film. So I'm going to be kind. I'm going to give them a 5 for attempting something different and massively missing the mark. But at least they tried. And
I'm not going to give it a score because art is in the eye of the beholder, and that's what this film is.
Oh, come on, no.
That is a cop out.
No, cop out. Come on, you can't. What's the number you're going to give it? This number? Well, I'm not going to give it a number. So, no,
what? I'm going to give it 34% because that is how much this podcast I'm in charge of.
34. So you'd give. So basically, you're still giving it about 4.
No, 3.4.
3.4.
So,
that is harsh. We got dancing Goombas. Yeah, they're not even called. They're not even called thingies, are they? They're called Goombas.
Well, yeah. The little mushroom people that you start off with are Goombas.
Oh, they are Goombas, are they? Okay.
Yeah.
These are like 8'9". These ones.
Oh yeah, they're inaccurate, but they're still Goombas.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know why they're jumping, but yeah, they're Goombas.
They're not jumping; they're dancing. They do the walks.
Well, after we've all suffered through a fever dream of a film and a podcast, it's time to get Scott shipped off to his one-of-a-kind 8-foot mushroom treatment in Australia.
Don't breathe in too deeply.
If anyone's still listening at this point, Joe, if you want to do the socials.
Yeah, please. If for whatever reason you still want to find anything else that we do, follow us on TikTok at cinema.snacks.pod on TikTok and Cinema Snacks Pod on Instagram, where Dan and I post videos, short form reviews, and little film facts.
Scott, anything you want to say at the end of this? Because my brain's still in recovery. Remember, it's like seeing Platoon is me remembering bits of this film.
I'll promote something I'll be doing. There'll be a couple of out of the cinema reviews I'm going to be doing soon. One's for Scream 7, I believe.
Yes.
Okay.
and there'll be a couple more horror films that are coming out in the very near future. Whistle is one of them. So I'll be doing a couple of out of the cinema reviews for that. And I'd like to probably end my bit by saying the thoughts and views of this podcast are not completely followed by all of us, mainly Joe's views on Ron Jeremy.
Yeah,
I never said anything positive about Ron Jeremy. I merely referenced him.
So yeah, if you want to follow Job and his new podcast after we have the HR meeting about this, we've put his new podcast in the links below.
What happened to Ron Jeremy?
What happened to Job will be the podcast after this. I normally try to say something witty, but this has been my favourite, most chaotic of one. So I'm just going to say, if I don't see you some more, hello.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.